Hello and welcome to Do Yourself. Today we're going to be working on the washer and dryer connections. First thing, we're just going to connect the washer. We're going to connect the dryer. We're also going to work on the stackable washer dryer for a Samsung. And we have the kit for that too. So we're going to be stacking them up. And also we're going to be converting the dryer from natural gas to propane. So here are the basic connections. We have the red, which is obviously hot water, goes straight into the washer. We have the cold, which goes into a three-way. One goes to the washer, the other one's gonna go to the dryer, and that's because the dryer has the steam option as well. We have our power cord for the washer, and we're gonna have another power cord for the dryer that's gonna go on top of the washer. And then we have our propane cable for the dryer as well, which I gotta make sure it's gonna reach. So I'm gonna check that as well. Here's our kit for the dryer for the stackable option. And when I ordered this online, it came with no instructions whatsoever. And by the shape of this, I'm guessing it's gonna go facing down. It has a little groove in here that aligns with the groove from the washer. So I think it's just gonna go something like this. And then it has some connectors here, which I think it's gonna connects into the dryer. It's gonna snap in. And then it has two spaces for screws, which I think a screw is gonna go there. We'll be 100% sure about that once I tilt the dryer over and check that, but that's my guess so far. This is a connector in case you're short and you can't reach the connections for the dryer, which I am. You can control your dryer from the washer using this wire, and it has a bracket in here as well, which it has a little groove on it too. So I'm guessing it's gonna go somewhere like this, and it's same thing. It's gonna hold on to the dryer. And then I have these brackets as well that came with it, and same thing. There's only one screw in the back, and there's a bunch of connect holes on this one. So I'm guessing it can be adjusted, but I'm guessing it's gonna go somewhere like this. That way the dryer can sit back and provide better stability for it if it's a little further back. And once that's installed, I'm gonna also put this on the washer. It says it helps with the vibrations, so I'll install this one as well. And now going back to the dryer. So the dryer, we have to tilt it over to install the kit for the stackable option. Also, we have to take this apart, take everything apart pretty much, and following these instructions, we're gonna convert it from natural gas to propane. So it gives us the two things that we're gonna be swapping, and there's a little notch that we gotta switch from natural gas to LP. So obviously I have never taken a dryer apart before, so we're gonna figure it out as we go. Okay, the first step was to remove these screws. So remove this one, this one, this one, and this one, and now the top panel can come out. Okay, it looks like the next step is gonna be to remove these screws right here. There's 4 of them. Oops. And this is brand new from manufacturing. I guess they forgot to put a screw in there. All right, let's continue removing screws. I guess we only have to remove 3. Once you remove these screws, these are just it's just hold on by pressure, by clips. So you just push out and it comes out. And you got to remove this connector. It has a notch that you got to press on. So you press on, it comes out, releases the connector, and just push out, and it'll remove the clips. So it looks like the next step is going to be to remove the whole front panel. All right, to remove the rest of the panel, I had to remove 4 more screws that were along the door. And when you do that, the panel, just have to lift it up. There's a notch right here. See that notch? It's another notch right here. Or you have to just pick it up and it comes right out. And there is only one last thing holding the panel, which is this cable right here. And I'm gonna remove it right now. All you have to do is, there's no clip on it, just push out, comes out, and then the whole panel comes out. Another thing that I'm gonna have to do, I just realized that this door opens from left to right. This one opens from right to left. So I'm gonna change the door on this one so they both open on the same direction. That is because when they're built, manufacturer builds them, they're already planning on you having side by side. I think it'll look nicer once we stack them up, have the doors open in the same direction. So I'll be swapping the door as well. Okay, so here's the front of the dryer. Everything's been removed. And this is the area that we're interested in working in. So there's 3 things that we have to do. We have to replace this golden cap right here, which allows the I don't know what it does actually, but we gotta replace this one. We gotta adjust the air coming into it, which is this one right here. There's an opening. So propane, it's way more flammable than natural gas. So we don't need as much air for it to burn. So this is gonna end up getting a smaller hole than it is right now. And then the third thing is that inside here, it's the igniter, it's the little hole that allows the propane gas going to here and get ignited. So that hole, it has a connector for natural gas. So it has to be removed, and then the smaller one has to be installed. So here it is. So we're gonna be putting this one where the igniter is. We're gonna be installing this one right here. It looks like it allows a smaller amount of propane to go through the system, which is probably a reducer for the propane as well, just as this one. So this one's getting replaced again. This hole right here is gonna get, we're gonna make it smaller. Here's the screw for that. We'll loosen it up. We're gonna line it. It has you can't see it from here. Let me see if I can zoom in. There it is. You can see the LP. So right now there's an end right here for natural gas. We're gonna move it to the side where it says propane P. So we're gonna make it close, smaller hole again, and then inside here we're gonna replace the igniter. So let's get to work. Okay, in order to remove the igniter assembly, which is this one, all I had to do was remove one screw, which was this right here, and I'll show you where it was. It was down there. That's where it was connected. Once you remove that screw, the assembly becomes loose, and if you see that, that's a notch that it was into. You just slide the notch out of it and it comes right out. Pretty easy. Now the next step is now that igniter is exposed, just with the regular wrench we can remove that. And then the next step is to remove this one. This one, what I did, I used a ratchet with a 1/2-inch socket that allows me to put in my flathead in there. And once I put it in there, I started loosening it and it came out right out. So right now it should be loose, finger tight, I think. Oh, still pretty tight, but this one worked perfectly. If you have a small ratchet set, you can use that. I didn't want to use no pliers or anything like that because I don't want to damage, even though this one's coming out, once I install the new one, I don't want to damage it. So I think using a ratchet set, it's finger tight now. I think using a ratchet set, it's the best way. Just comes right out. There we go. There it is. So this one, it's gonna get replaced with this one. And then now the next step is connecting that one. Okay, so this is where the igniter assembly is. You have to be really careful not to damage this. But so we just have to loosen it up, pretty easy. Loosen it up. There we go. And then that's natural gas, propane. And we go to propane. And like I said, if you notice, the circle became, it actually becomes bigger then. So propane actually requires more oxygen than natural gas. I thought it was the opposite. So natural gas requires, natural gas requires less oxygen. Propane requires more oxygen too. So now I'm gonna tighten it up, make sure it's tight. And now that it's tight, now I'm gonna put everything back together. And this piece and this piece, this is the old ones. I don't know if we can try to zoom in. Let's see. But yeah, the hole's much bigger than the propane one. And these are the old ones, so I'm gonna probably put some tape on it and put them in a Ziploc and put it in the back of the washer and dryer, just in case I ever sell this. They can always convert it back to natural gas, and we're good to go. Let's put everything back together, and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, for swapping the door for the washer, you just gotta remove 2 screws. As soon as you remove those 2 screws, you just gotta lift it up. It's gonna be holding on to this notch right here. Just pick it up and it comes right out. Just let it out. And then I'm gonna switch this side to that side, and then put the door on this side. And I'll be doing right now. Okay, the dryers put back together, and these are all the way in, which is good. That's how we want them. But this one, I just noticed it came damaged, and I'm trying to put it back in, but it's I guess that's why they left it like that, because they couldn't put it back in, because it's damaged right here. And obviously I didn't inspect that when I received it, so I didn't notice it was like this. So for now, I'm gonna try to put in the brackets on. These ones, and I know that it goes like this. Looks like everything aligns perfectly, so I'm just gonna show you. So everything aligns perfectly. There's the notch right there. I'm just gonna push it in, and then I'm gonna do the other side. Okay, so I removed the step that was damaged, and you can see it's pretty messed up. So I was trying to like get rid of all these bad notches that are already messed up. There's nothing we can do to fix that. It's broken. But the reason why it was damaged was because this one was dented in. So as they were twisting it, whoever was putting this washer together, they forced this one in, damaged the whole thing, and left it like that. and they didn't know. All they had to do was put pressure on this and let it come out, because one of the edges has to be out and then the other one has to be in. So now we put it back together. Hopefully it should work now. And it did. Now it's all the way in. Now we're gonna put the other one. I took this one out to figure out what the problem was. So now that I know what the problem is, I'm just gonna put it back in. Okay, and now the next step is to put the stackable kit in there. Okay, here's the kit mounted. It's pretty sturdy and it's good to go. And all these are flush as much as possible. So all the weight's gonna be on here now. And now the next step is to put on top of the washer. Okay, so I'm about to connect the gas hose to the dryer. And I noticed that this connection, it's a regular connection where it seals with Teflon. And then this one, it's the thread connection. As you start tying it, the thread gets larger, and then it doesn't let you go anymore. So for this kind of threads, we want to use pipe sealing, which is this one right here, pipe thread sealing. And we're going to put some of that in here. And we want to make sure it goes all the way in the thread. We'll put some more. Alright, looks good to me now. I'm going to clean myself, just the rest of it in here. Put it in there. And this away. And now I'm just going to start tying it. Alright, I'm going to use my knee picks, cross adjustable wrench. I don't want to break it, I'm just going to make sure it's pretty tight where. There we go. That should be good. Now for the rest of the connection, I'm going to use Teflon, because this one doesn't self-seal with the threads. So we're going to put some of that in here. I think that should be good enough. Okay, and that's tight. So now the next thing to do will be to do the soak test. Make sure we don't have any leaks, and that'll be the next thing to do. This is the final product, washer dryer install. So there was quite a few connections we had to do when it comes to the washer. It's hot water, cold water, power, and the hose that drains the water once it's done. And for the dryer, we have the propane, we have the exhaust, which is this. We have a cold water connection as well, right there. And then there's also electrical connection going from the dryer to the washer, so you can control the dryer from the washer. And power, and then we have power as well. Here's the kit install. So this is gonna prevent it from moving. And then there's the other kit connector, stackable kit. And then we're all set. Everything's good. I already did the test. There's no leaks. Everything looks good. Everything's open, connected. I hung that in there so they know how to use it. And then here we have our washer and dryer. And like I said, both of them open from the same side. There we go. And here's what I was talking about when you're using it. You can control both of them just from this menu right here. You don't ever need to access this menu up here. You don't have to. You could, but you don't have to. And that's it. Washer dryer connection. Here's the bend. And here are all the connections. All set. Well, thank you for watching. Do it yourself and have a great day.